again. Thank you for all my subscribers and thank you for my new subscribers. If you're new, push that bell, and that bell will let you know anytime I'm having a new video download. And today we're going to make spaghetti with sauce, but we're not using spaghetti. We're going to use squash and zucchini to replace the spaghetti, and a little chicken and something else for our meal. So it's going to be something very healthy, high in protein because you got your chicken, but nothing in it that you shouldn't eat. So we're going to get right to it. Okay. I have already cut up some squash. You see the yellow? I got this little mechanism at Walmart. It was like $4.98, and it just opens up, and then you flip this in. Like if you have this out and you do it, then it'll make ribbons. Like we had a few pieces that we made because we had to kind of test it out. It makes like a ribbon effect instead of the, well, we didn't tow it up now, but it makes the ribbon effect versus the spaghetti. So when you put it on this side and you put the prongs in and you click it, it's going to make the spaghetti. Like I'll show you. I probably can show you on another little piece we got left. But see, like here, it's going to spin it. And you got to be able to hold it. Yeah, I think we spin out. Yeah. But you're just going to spin it. And as you spin it, it's going to come on out. So you want to be careful with that because it's pretty sharp on the inside. So we're done with that. We've done all our zucchini and our squash. We've used either 2 or 3 zucchinis and squash. And they're all about around this size. But I've learned that this little mechanism here works better if you have smaller, thinner pieces of the squash to go with it. Okay, we're done with that. Then we took some avocado. We all know avocado. We've already peeled this. And then we just took our slicer, because you know I love the little mechanism. And you just slice it. So it slices real thin. We used almost a half of a avocado. These pieces, they're going to almost disintegrate into what you're cooking. We also sliced up a whole small bell pepper. Okay? So that's what we got sliced up there. Okay, and this is all of your pasta type things that are going to go into it. We've got some mozzarella, some organic mozzarella, and we got some organic sauce. We're going to add some of our own tomatoes to it too, but I did get 1 jar, and this is non-GMO also. We're going to need some onions. Now, once again, all my viewers that are a little bit younger that are trying something, because, you know, we have some kids that like to cook too. I just want you to make sure you got an adult somewhere around supervising if you're using cutting utensils. Okay? I'm going to take that skin off. And like I said, don't forget, we like to clean up as we go. I'm going to just take that outer skin off of there. Just that first layer. Because I don't want to waste the onion. You know, that's onion too. Okay? We're done with the avocado. We've got enough avocado. And like I'm telling you, that avocado tastes like butter. And it's going to take the taste of whatever you're cooking up, because it gives it that rich, buttery flavor. So you want to make sure you're starting to remember, avocado is your best friend. That's a good oil, or oil you need. So we got that cut up. Get the rest of these onions cut up. Okay. It's starting to get to my eyes a little bit. Yeah, you got to watch that onion. It'll do that to you. Okay. So, and there's all the throwaway. But here's your onions. Okay. I'm going to get my trusty old faithful skillet that I like to use. This is my old faithful. Okay, we're going to turn the eye on. So we got that heating up. And of course, you all know the only kind of oil I use. But I will use, I'm not going to say that because I will use, I avocado oil, and I will use extra virgin olive oil. So I'm not going to say that's the only kind. You're only going to put just a little to coat the bottom of the pan. Okay? Because what I'm about to do now is I want to cook these onions some. And no, it's not hot yet, and I'm already putting them in there, but that's okay because it's going to get hot. But I want to take these onions and put them in first. Onions always start the flavor going. Okay, I don't want to put the pasta in really until last. And I'm going to try to get most of the green peppers too, because I want them to be tender also, but they're really, really thin sliced, so it's not going to hurt. We're going to put that in the pan. We got that going. We got a little avocado. We can even put a little bit of that, premiere that in the pan also. Okay, so we got that cooking, and that's going to go up. Okay, we got our chicken. You know I don't like stuff in the sink. But we got our chicken, and I'm going to get a bowl. I'm not going to use all of this chicken, but I'm going to use a good majority of it. I always like to get a bowl, and this is because any of my chicken that I'm going to use, I'm going to put what's called turmeric on this. Turmeric is like a natural antibiotic, and I use this to clean my meat. And you're going to put that turmeric on there, and then I'm going to take and rub this around. It's like I'm almost washing the meat with this turmeric. Okay, you rub it on there. It almost has a grip feeling like you really are washing the meat. And I'm going to take that and wash that meat real good. A lot of people don't realize you need to make sure you're washing your meat very well. Okay. Yeah, it has a little roughness to it. So it's actually really washing the meat. Okay. And then we're going to rinse this off. Yeah. And I rinse this off. I'm going to put it in a bowl. Turmeric has a lot of different things you can use it for. Your skin, all kind of uses for turmeric. This turmeric I got at Saraga. This was a nice big container. I only paid like $6.98 for it. Then we're going to leave this in some water. Doesn't matter the temperature of the water. We're just going to let that soak. Like I said, this big jar was only $6.98. That's a real good deal. Because when I buy it at GFS, I think it's like $12. And now it might be even a little bit more expensive. Okay, so we're coming over here. This is all our pasta. Get a bowl. We can go ahead and put this pasta in our bowl. Yeah, last little bit of stuff. Get that there because we're about to use chicken. I don't know if I've told you before, but when you start messing with meat, you want to clear out everything else. You want any meat, especially like I said, chicken, mixing with other stuff. You know, you don't want any salmonella poisoning or anything like that. So we'll stick that in there. Yeah, we're getting full in there. So, rag down really good. And make sure, if you are a person that uses rags and things in your kitchen, make sure you're switching those out pretty often. You don't want any mildew or anything left up in those rags that could contaminate your food. And that's why I said, as you're cooking, you want to be cleaning. You know, keeping your surfaces clean, everything. Once you touch that trash can, you go back to the sink. You make sure you're rinsing everything. Okay. I think that's chicken about done. I'm going to scoop off the rest of this. We got this counter nice and clean because we're about to cut up this chicken. Okay, stick this in here. Wash your hands. Now let's fool with the chicken. All right. I'm not going to use all the meat because I have some things I'm going to do with the rest of it. But we are going to use, yeah, I guess we'll use, let's see how many's left. Yeah, we'll use those 4. Something else. We'll just use, yeah. I think we'll use these 2 big ones. Okay, excuse me. Yeah. Okay, you're going to put your meat out here. And this is not a very sharp knife, but because it's serrated, it gets the job done. You want to cut it into little pieces. We'll probably cut those a little bit smaller because we want some meat in our spaghetti that we're making. We do want some meat in it. Yeah. You know, everything doesn't work for everybody, but you don't have to add meat to this. But I'm just a person. I like it. I don't have any adverse effects from it so far anyway. And then I try to buy my chicken where it doesn't have any hormones or anything like that. So it's a better grade of chicken. But we need to start doing that with all of our meats. Just make sure you're buying a good grade of meat if you're going to eat meat. You don't want to buy crap. You want to buy something that's going to be healthy for you. And you don't want anything full of antibiotics, chemicals, and stuff like that. You want to get your meat so it's as natural as possible. And then you want to make sure the animal you're buying is getting fed natural things. No sense in eating good and then you're going to eat an animal that's eating anything. That's not good. You might as well just buy the cheap ones that they're feeding anything instead of paying extra money to buy the good fed animal. Okay. Almost done cutting this up. See our pan. Yeah, it's going to be this here. Oh, yeah. They're getting there. Okay. Trying to hurry up and get this cut up. Tried to do some of the cutting in the beginning for preparation. I don't want the video to be too long, but I do want it to show you because a lot of people, when you do too much preparation, they're like, well, I don't know how to do that. You didn't show me that. So I try not to do too much, like over prep, because I want you to know what's going on. Come on, look down in this pan and see what's going on. Yeah, see? Now these onions are starting to cook up. Now it's to where we can go ahead and start throwing some of this meat in here. I'm going to put this chicken in here. Yeah. Go ahead and put that chicken in here. And then we'll go ahead and put that top on it. Now, like I said, continue to clean as we go. And you don't have to worry when you're done. You got everything cleaned up. And this surface here, in case you decide you got to cut something else up, you're going to have it cleaned off. And then when I finish, especially if I'm using chicken, I'll get a little bleach and wipe off everything, you know, in the end. Okay. Alrighty. Get this chicken going. Now you're going to see what it's supposed to look like. See, your avocado's going to start disappearing. It'll just fade into it. Now you can use ground beef, ground turkey. I'm just kind of skeptical of some of the ground meats because I'm not seeing the part of the chicken or the turkey or the cow that's going into what's ground up. So the only way to know what part is to buy that part, cut it up, or get you a meat grinder and grind it yourself, or buy the ground sirloin, because I do that. I do buy the ground sirloin. Okay. I've got a chicken seasoning by Mrs. Dash I like to use. I just take the top off of it. Now, I told you all before, I don't measure. So this is probably maybe a teaspoon, or a little over a half a teaspoon. And I love the McCormick's Montreal steak seasoning. It's a good seasoning to use too. And I say I'm using probably about a half a teaspoon of that. And we're going to put that in there. You want to get that flavoring. And then, of course, my good old favorite, Buddy. Well, I'm going to use that one. That one was kind of, let's see, where is the one? There we go. Got a newer garlic powder. Show the bottom too so they can see. Yeah, there's the garlic powder. And you know I love garlic, so if I don't have fresh, I will use that garlic powder. Yeah. And these are your other two seasonings in case you want to see if you can get some of that. Yeah. And they're not too expensive. Now, here's my cayenne pepper. You know I got to have a little bit. I say that's probably a half a teaspoon. I like to take it up just a little bit on the heat. Get a little heat to it. You're going to put that top on there. And we're just waiting for that to get a little closer to being done. Yeah. Yeah. Boy, I wish you could smell that. That's a lovely smell. Such a lovely smell. Yeah. You could put that over rice, anything really. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make sure we're keeping it healthy. What I'm going to do with this squash and zucchini is a little bit different. A little bit different thing than what I'm doing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread this out. First of all, let's see if I got some spray. I don't know if I got some of the pan spray or not. I might be out of it, but that's okay. Even if you're out of it, you can take a little of whatever oil you got, put a little on that pan, and then you just take and rub that around on this pan, all around on this pan. Then after you rub that around on this pan, then you're going to take this squash and the zucchini, and we're going to put it on this pan. I'm taking some of this out. But some of it can be left in. It's not a big deal. Okay. What I'm going to do to try to keep the squash from going to what I call mush, I put it in the oven for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? You want to have your oven preheated. Sorry about that. I didn't have that done. To 350. And you want to put that in there. And you're going to heat that up for a couple of minutes. I'm actually going to put it on broil and see if I can make it get a little, you know what I'm saying, toughness to it, so that once we're cooking it, it doesn't just mush up. I want it to stay its regular form. See how you don't really see the other avocado is melting into there? That's getting that good flavor in here. Now, if at this point you look and you see your meat and you don't think you have enough, you can always add some more meat. But the real purpose of this today was for us to do the spaghetti out of squash and zucchini. Yeah. That's the real purpose for today. So, we got that in there. I'm going to give it a chance to heat up. To see, and if you have some of the spray, the oil spray, you can spray it over top of it before you put it in too. See, look, we're looking at this now. This is starting to get hot. And we just want to get this to have a nice little texture so it's not mushy. Okay? We just don't want it to be mushy. So once that comes out, that's pretty much done. And this right here, like I said, Come on, look in this pan. See that? That's how it should be. This right here, those onions caramelizing, this is just, it's so full of flavor, it's unreal. And see, that's what we need to learn. If we cook with that full flavor, that keeps you from wanting things that you shouldn't have. Now, this becomes what you should have, and it tastes like what you shouldn't have. Or actually, it tastes even better. So, we're going to let that sit for a minute. And we're going to do the spaghetti. And then I'll show you the final product. Okay, we got these two going on. We're going to have to get a pot, because ultimately we're going to mix this up. And when we mix this up, we'll be ready. Okay, we got a pot for that. We'll go ahead, get our tomatoes out of here. Because like I said, we're trying to keep it as natural as possible. Now, we did buy some sauce, but we're going to chop up our tomatoes. Now, remember, we've got our surface cleaned off. That's why it's good to keep everything clean. Okay, but we're going to add these 4 tomatoes to this sauce. Yeah, those are the stem tomatoes. Okay, here's the chopper I showed you. I got this at Walmart for $7.98. All these cool little gadgets will come from Walmart and be real useful and helpful to you. Okay. Okay, we're going to rinse these off. Everything got to get rinsed off. You know that. Make sure we don't have any chemicals or anything left on it from when it once was at the farm. Okay, we cut that top part off. Yeah. See, all this while we're doing this is giving the spaghetti a chance to get where it needs to get, and the meat to get a chance to get where it needs to get. All that's going in the trash. Okay, this chopper, you're just going to take the top off that. I already cleaned it, I'm going to still rinse it real quick. You put that tomato up underneath it. Put that in there and put the top on it. All you're going to do, and this not only chops it up and down, it goes turns around. So this is going to pretty much parade this like you would need if you're making your own sauce. Okay, let me show you that. Look at that. You see that? That's pretty much parading that up. Look at that. Now you will have some skin in there, because of course the tomatoes you're using have skin on them. But the little pieces that are left, it doesn't have to be perfect. The stuff I cook that looks the worst tastes the best. So, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want to cut that up. You don't want that skin to be like, oh, what's this? A piece of skin? So you're going to cut that up. Put your next tomato on there. Yeah, when they tell you cooking's hard work, it is. Look at that. And see, if you do it right, see how that one turned out? So that means we did it right. We didn't have any skin to chop up for nothing. Just put a little force into it. Okay, there you go. One more tomato to go. There we go. There we go. Well, I guess that wasn't enough for that one. We're going to need to put some more effort in this one. Yeah, I'm going to put this one back on in there. Yeah. Yep. Don't make a mess. You can change hands if you need to. Okay, I'm starting to smell something over here. Okay, wait a minute. You might want to check on something. Check on that, okay? See that that's still doing good. This is caramelizing. Yeah. Gotta be careful with that chicken. But sometimes a little burn is good. You know what I mean? Because that really caramelized that. That flavor's going to come out in there. So what we're going to do is put the top on that and move that on off that eye. Okay? And remember, like I told you, you cook with a stove that is electric. When you move that off, that eye is still going to be hot. So be mindful of that and be careful. Okay, we're putting that in there, putting that sauce in there. And we need to get some, let's see, there should be another bottle of water. Might be out. I'm going to take them to lunch. I'm going to need another. See if there's a bottle of water in this refrigerator because I don't use regular water. Yeah. You need a bottle of water. Okay. Okay. And that spaghetti is almost there. Right. This is clean up. Skin in this area off. Yep. Okay. You know Mama likes to get it off. Okay. So spaghetti squash is pretty much done. Done to where I want it. See there? Gave it a little roughness. Just to give it a little, you see what I'm saying? It's not mushy. And it's hot and it's cooking around. Okay, I'm going to cut this in a couple of spots. I don't want it to be too stringy, if you will. So I'm going to get a knife. Hold on. And I'm just going to give it a couple cuts so it's not too stringy. Okay? So now, putting this over in the pan. See that? Putting this over in the pan. All this that's on here is going in this pan. Okay. See that? It's not a lot. Once you put it in that pan, you see it's not a lot. We'll put our sauce and our tomatoes in here. And then we're going to add our chicken. Okay, this is pretty much done at this point, but I want to be able to show you. Look at that. See, it's still keeping together. Anybody that didn't know wouldn't know that that wasn't spaghetti. You see that? You got plenty of sauce on there and whole nine. Then we're going to go over here and top off this. We're going to take and put our chicken right on top. See that? And there you go. Now you can put some bread or anything else with it, but this right here is a healthy meal. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you the next time when we cook something else healthy. Thank you.